Logan Paul, Dillon Danis, I would like a little more of how we got here. Like, I like the match and I understand the entertainment. I get the draw, I get the competitiveness. I'm in. But there does appear to be something personal to Logan. But I have to use those words. It does appear there seems I don't know what it is. I'll give you an example. My wife, when this came out, my wife made a comment to me about these two fighting, Dillon and Logan. And she says, and my wife is friends with Dillon, by the way, I should disclose that. And she makes a comment along the lines of, well, it's about time. This is, it's been going on long enough. Something to this effect. And I'm racking my brain real fast, thinking, yeah, it's been going on a long while. Yeah. Wait, what's been going on? Well, when she and I keep talking, you'll remember that Logan had interrupted an outdoor interview between Brendan Schaub and Dillon Danis, and Logan had thrown water balloons at him, and that was way back years ago. Well, you'd be remembering that wrong. That was Jake. That was Jake Paul in the pickup truck with the cameras that did the water balloons. So when Logan got involved, I don't know where it was. And I feel like maybe your minds have played tricks on you too. That wasn't Logan, that was Jake. Okay, but hear me out on this because there is some moving parts. Let me give you a great example. Logan Paul is going to be a co-main event. Logan Paul is the biggest star on that card. And that wouldn't be to dismiss. Like, KSI has some massive draw power. And I am glad to see Tommy Fury getting these opportunities. So, I don't say it dismissive-wise, but for Logan to say, yes, I'll do it in a co-main event, tells me that it's a match from a competitive standpoint that he wants, more than he wants attention. Okay, great. Where does that come? Why? Then Logan spoke on the fight, and Dillon had missed his last match. He had a match with KSI. It always bothers me because there's a reason that you guys have never been told, and I can't reveal it. It's Dillon's business. But he missed the match. So Logan gets asked about that. And Logan says, we have a clause in the contract that if he misses the match and he doesn't have an injury approved by a doctor of our choice, he owes $100,000. And that's a lot of words. That's a lot of words to say. And the doctor of my choice, like there's just a lot of words there. But it also does lend to the idea that Logan is not playing and he's not interested in a match. He's interested in fighting him, specifically Dillon. And it makes me curious why. Like, where did that come from? I remember the water balloons. I remember how this whole thing started. I remember that back and forth with Dillon and Jake. And it's been a period of time, and maybe there's something that I have escaped, and then somewhere along the way, it kind of transferred and it became Logan. And that is very common with the Paul brothers. Like, when one of them has heat with somebody, the other one might come in and do it. I remember Logan thought he was going to fight Nate Diaz. And he did an interview about it. He said, I thought we had it done. And not only did they not have it done, it ended up being his brother's fight. And there didn't appear to be any hard feelings there. KSI and Jake can't seem to get along. Logan went and did business with KSI, not just with the energy drink, brought him over to the WWE, and they did spots together. Like, there appears to be a little bit of a different agreement with those brothers, that our relationship's one thing, and then what we go over here is different, and they both seem to be cool in the gang with it. I still would like to know what it is about Dillon specifically that gets Logan this motivated. And it's a really precarious spot for me. The Paul brothers are hard to explain. And I know a number of people that have done it and dismissed it and called it steroids. I mean, I've actually seen that out there. It's kind of a hard thing to respond to. It's not an accurate statement for one, but it also puts a lot of faith within steroids. Like, what do you think they're the first to? Do you think that if you just discover steroids in a world that has steroids, like it sets you apart? What I mean is, Logan Paul went into pro wrestling. First time I ever saw him was on a pay-per-view. It was the first time that he ever did it. He was on a pay-per-view and he was partners with The Miz. They have the match, and then there's a switch, and it's Logan versus The Miz, and whatever happened. But Logan made a statement afterwards that he had never done pro wrestling. He had never prepared, never trained for it, not in the back, never worked it out, went out and did it on live TV. Now, that is a claim that you would chalk up to somebody working. You couldn't take that literal. A little bit of time goes by, and Logan doubled downs on it, and he made it clear that he was literal with it. So then you have professional wrestling experts, Jim Cornette specifically comes to mind, who called BS on it. And rightfully so, right? That is a really hard statement to believe, but then a little time goes by, go back to Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette says, well, come to think of it, in a world of social media, it's really hard to keep a secret. Whoever trained Logan would want credit for it. Whoever the training partners for it would want credit for it. Somebody would have witnessed this. There'd be pictures. Somebody would come in out and say, no, I've worked with him. I saw him training. I'm the one that trained him. Never happened. There's never been a photo. There's never been a video. There's never even been a claim by somebody that they've seen Logan in a pro wrestling room. So all of a sudden it starts to be more realistic that perhaps he never practiced. Could you imagine a guy who's never done it and just walks onto pay-per-view and delivers a performance like that? You're now talking about a natural, but to a level that's hard to discuss. And I feel like that carries over into boxing as well. It takes a lot of time. Professional athlete, you're talking about 2 sessions a day, every day. Anything less than that, don't even bring it up. I don't care how good you were, tough you were, whatever happened. Strong you were born. If you're not doing 2 a day every day, you're not in the conversation. The end. Which means that they are. And where does the time come in? And where does the energy come from? It's a very fascinating topic. And there's something that is making Logan put all the different things that he's got going on hold to be in the gym twice a day, every day, so he can go to a co-main event spot and deal with Dillon Danis. And I don't know what that thing is. It wasn't the water balloons. It doesn't date back all of those years. Somewhere along the way, they got stuck in each other's craw. Now they've figured a way to work it out. Just under the unified rules. The Queensberry rules, rather. All right. If anybody has a chance to talk to Logan, and anybody can find out what this stems from, let me know.